Today, we're delving into the unfolding drama surrounding YouTube mom Elizabeth Rebecca, a single mother of 4 who has shared her life, challenges, and triumphs online. Liz's journey, filled with financial struggles, emotional hardships, and even a GoFundMe campaign, has captivated her audience. However, the narrative has taken a sharp turn as her ex, Eric, the father of her children, breaks his silence with shocking claims that could reshape public perception. Eric has accused Liz of domestic violence and revealed that he was allegedly assaulted by one of her ex-boyfriends. He also claimed that the picture-perfect family routines portrayed in Liz's videos were far from reality. As accusations fly, viewers are increasingly critical, with some calling on Liz to seek traditional employment instead of relying on crowdfunding and social media income. Liz, known for documenting her life as a mom of 4, has built a significant following on YouTube, amassing over 111 million views and earning substantial income over the years. Despite this, she recently turned to her followers for financial support. In a heartfelt plea through her GoFundMe campaign, Liz explained her dire circumstances, citing inconsistent co-parenting and a lack of respect from Eric as contributing factors. She stated that the funds raised would go toward legal fees, living expenses, and creating stability for her children. However, skepticism abounds. Some viewers question where her earnings have gone and why she hasn't pursued a traditional job. Liz addressed these concerns in a recent YouTube video, sharing her perspective on the challenges she's faced.
Okay, so beginning of 2024, what I was really going through was trying to keep my house. Also realizing that I wasn't gonna be able to keep that house because the mortgage was so expensive. It was like $3,600 a month, which is insane.
She revealed that she initially believed she and Eric could manage the mortgage on their home, planning to refinance after a few years to ease the financial burden. However, as their relationship deteriorated, she found herself unable to keep up with the payments.
The beginning of 2024, I slowly realized I wasn't going to be able to afford this house. Also, I wasn't working, and a big part of that was because I was left with the kids so many different times, like from weeks on end, didn't have a great co-parenting schedule, was depressed, all the stuff, you guys. So
Liz explained that her inability to work stemmed from being left with the children for extended periods, coupled with depression and a lack of a stable co-parenting schedule. She claimed these factors made it impossible for her to maintain a job. Eric, however, has disputed this narrative, suggesting that Liz's personal relationships at the time played a more significant role in her lack of employment than she admits.
I didn't know that she wasn't working, and I found out once because I was helping her with something. And I saw there was 1 month where she didn't even post one video, and I was like, I brought it up to her. I was like, what is going on? I told her, like, when I have my work days, that's me working, and then I have the kids, and she should be doing the same, like, when she doesn't have the kids, like, work. But she chose not to. She was going through whatever she was going through, which sucks, but I'm not the sole reason that she didn't work. And during that time, I could like barely afford the place I was working at, the place I was living at, because I was sending her so much money, like a lot. And if there was days that I picked up shifts or had bonuses because I'm picking up all these shifts and she had the kids more, I would send her even more, and that's how she was able to survive, apparently, because she wasn't working.
In March 2024, Liz made the difficult decision to let go of her home. Since the mortgage was solely in her name, she bore the full responsibility for payments. She recounted the stress of dealing with lenders who demanded $10,000 to catch up on missed payments. Unable to afford this, Liz says foreclosure became inevitable. Reflecting on the ordeal, she admitted to not fully understanding the foreclosure process and expressed regret for not staying in the home longer.
I would have stayed there a little bit longer, if I'm being honest. So the first step I did to try to better my situation was get into a place that's smaller, more closer to the city, and in hopes to like still be able to like co-parent good and have that stability. But truly, it was a shit show after I moved into this place. I felt like it even got worse with the whole co-parenting situation. We'd have a schedule, like we both know the schedule, him and I would get phone calls or texts and saying like, sorry, I'm in California and sorry, like you're gonna have to figure it out pretty much, and I'll be back when I'm back. And
Eric has also shared his side of the story, painting a different picture of events. He claimed that his decision to leave the relationship was influenced by allegations of sexual assault from Liz's sister and threats from her ex-boyfriend. He stated that these incidents, along with his own need to escape the toxic environment, led him to relocate to California. Eric admitted there were times he left simply because he wanted to, but insists he has since apologized to Liz for his actions.
So as time went on, I would get more threats about that. And threats from her toxic ex. And I've actually been assaulted by him because I was in her home while they were not together, and then there was a thing, and then I was hit. And that's all that happened. The kids were in the car waiting for me, and I left. So with the threats, there was times where I'm at work and it's my last shift, and if I'm getting threatened, I'm like, I'm just not gonna be here. Like, bye. I'm not gonna be treated that way, be taken advantage of. And at the time I had a reason to travel to California. I went where I was wanted, cared about, and not taken advantage of. Other times, yeah, it was on me. I chose to just leave. Like, it was my birthday. I'm just like, I'm gone. And since then, we've talked about it, and I've apologized, and I told her I wouldn't do it again.
In a series of developments surrounding the ongoing drama between YouTube mom Lizabeth Rebecca and her ex, Eric, more context has emerged about the troubling accusations and personal struggles that have defined their public fallout. Eric has come forward to address allegations of sexual assault, essay, made by Liz's sister, recounting an incident that occurred during a trip to California.
And then I got Taco Bell for everyone, and I came back with a bottle of something stronger. Adults were drinking. Fast forward some time, it was late, I couldn't drive, all the kids stayed there. The kids were upstairs, me and the sister were on the couch. Things got touchy. I know I said, like, should I stop? Like, I was just being touchy. It was like, didn't really advance anything yet. It was just like, should I stop? And she said no. She said that her current relationship is not touchy at all, so she misses it. So I kept going. Ended up even more touchy and closer, than more and more. And then she stopped and said she can't do this to Liz. And when she said that, I stopped. And then we just went on with the night. And then next morning, we went to get McDonald's for the kids. And that was it. Then days later, I found out that I'm being accused of SA. And I was like, I was shocked. I was like, okay, like, I understand that's your sister and you have to take her side. Go ahead and use me as a punching bag. She was going off on me. How dare I do that? But it takes two people to do that. And yeah, she doesn't look at it that way, I think, but she probably does, but all she has is her sister and doesn't want to be mad at her, probably.
Eric stated that during an evening of drinking, he and Liz's sister were on the couch, and the interaction became physical. He claims he asked if he should stop, and she told him no, expressing feelings of lacking affection in her relationship. According to Eric, the situation escalated until Liz's sister stopped and said she couldn't do this to Liz, prompting him to immediately cease. Addressing the aftermath of the allegations, Eric revealed that he faced repeated threats, including claims that detectives were looking for him. While initially stressed, Eric stated he eventually dismissed these threats as baseless. He also pointed to what he sees as contradictory behavior, noting that months after the incident, Liz's niece, her sister's daughter, was sent to stay with him in Utah for a week, during which he was solely responsible for her care. Eric questioned why, if he was truly viewed as a danger, they would trust him with her child. He emphasized his commitment to ensuring the safety and well-being of all children in his care. Reflecting on the incident, Eric expressed regret over the complications it caused in his life.
I regret it because it's caused threats and other problems.
Meanwhile, Liz shared her perspective in a recent video, opening up about the challenges she's faced as a work-from-home mom. She admitted to feeling overwhelmed and acknowledged she could have managed certain situations differently. At one point, Liz said she chose to stop working to focus solely on being a mother, but this decision left her financially strained. According to her, Eric provided only minimal financial support during a 6-month period, a portion of which overlapped with summer break when her children were home full-time. Eventually, Liz said she reached a breaking point, realizing the need to resume working to regain stability.
And then I finally got to a point where I was like, this is bad. This is not good. I need to fix this. So I started to work. I started to have to pull myself up and get my mental state better, because I was like, I can't do this. I can't, if I'm not gonna work, he's gonna run all over me. I applied for child support in March. It is currently of 2024. It is currently January 2025, and it's still pending. They just served him the child support papers a week ago, you guys. Let that sink in.
Eric has contested Liz's claims, attributing her struggles to what he described as toxic relationships. He alleged that shortly after their split, Liz turned to dating apps and quickly became involved with 2 men, one of whom she has been publicly posting about on Instagram for the past 2 years. Eric claimed the relationship was toxic, even sharing a video of a police officer discussing a domestic violence (DV) incident between Liz and her ex-boyfriend.
Home to her bad boy.
Pretty much.
Lives with mommy and daddy. Does he not have a job either?
A barber, kind of part-time.
Not a licensed barber, so he just cuts people's hair for side money.
Pretty much.
All right, man. I wish you nothing but the best, but I got to tell you.
You too.
I'm.
Thanks for, someone to talk to you. I don't really have anyone to talk to.
I'm giving you some fatherly advice because I am old enough to be your father.
Yep.
Oh no, this is saying that Matthew Roberts is the suspect.
Yep.
Of domestic violence, and they were living.
He stayed there, but
it says Matthew threw Elizabeth to the ground using her hair, and then proceeded to pee on her.
What the hell? Jesus.
Eric also revealed that Liz often called him to confide in him about the issue she was facing in her relationship, venting frustrations about her boyfriend's behavior.
That second guy that she was with there was the guy that you guys have been seeing for the past 2 years or so. And I know that it's unfortunate. She went through problem after problem with him, toxic stuff, was not treated right at all. Her sister hated her friend that she has here, was really happy for her every time they were not together. And Liz would many times call me and we would talk for because I was not living there, so she would call me crying and I would be giving her advice and just letting her know the way she's being treated. She would open up to me about things and she shouldn't accept that.
He remarked on the irony of her complaints, claiming that many of the actions she described mirrored how she treated him during their relationship. According to Eric, Liz's behavior toward him was both physically and emotionally abusive, even alleging that she would apply makeup to him to conceal marks from her family.
I understand because I was being treated horribly for 10 years until the end, and she was being treated horribly for on and off for 2 years until she had enough. So yeah, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, and we're the prime example of that. Right from the start of our relationship, right away, I was physically, mentally, verbally abused, tormented, closed fist, open fist, There were times she put makeup on me to hide things from my family.
We have our marriage.
She punched me.
We have our marriage.
Said the most hurtful things to me.
Well, we had our marriage.
You didn't know that? The way you treated me?
So the rescuers called
What are you talking about? What about the way you treated me?
You beat me. You said the worst things.
What about the way you treated me?
Now,
You literally, again and again and again, I lost my mom.
For 12
blah,
years,
blah, blah,
that
blah, all that stuff.
That treatment
I
for 12 years? Do you know what that could do to someone?
Okay.
I understand.
You know, I've been through so much with you
Yeah,
too.
your relationship now, you're being treated poorly. You're getting that, what you gave to me. Now you're...
I have a great relationship right now. There's nothing bad about it. I already told you that he's a great guy. He's finally changed. He did everything right by me. And he's still rocking with me after all the shit.
Did I ever touch you physically? Like hit you, abuse you?
I'm not gonna say anything.
She would say the craziest, most like hurtful things she can think of, like that would be directed at like my insecurities, like things like you would never say to someone you love. Like it was pretty horrible. And this went on from the beginning till the end. She always blamed her childhood. I know that she didn't have a good childhood, but it doesn't excuse, it doesn't like, that's not an excuse of how to treat someone, anyone. No one should be treated that way. I blame myself, like I let myself continue to be treated that way. I was young, so I never had a relationship. I was insecure. I felt like this is my only chance to have someone. Like I would never meet someone else. I don't know. It was just, I don't know what was going through my head, but I got treated that way constantly.
Liz has since moved to Utah, where she says she is navigating life as a single mom without family support. She revealed that after their separation and her decision to leave their home, which was in foreclosure, Eric moved back into the property. Liz claimed he lived there rent-free until the foreclosure process was completed and he was forced to vacate.
And he was just living it all up until I think early November, end of August. It's when they finally foreclosed the house and kicked him out. And he was living in it rent-free, mind you. So if you can just imagine, his life was amazing. He was living in my old house rent-free, throwing some money at me, going and ditching me. Not even ditching me, ditching his children.
Despite their fraught history, Liz made it clear that there is no possibility of rekindling her relationship with Eric, stating that the ship has sailed. However, she admitted to occasionally oversharing personal details with him during moments of loneliness, a dynamic that further highlights the complexities of their strained relationship. In the ongoing saga between U2 mom Liz and her ex-partner Eric, fresh details have emerged about their post-separation dynamic, shedding new light on their tumultuous relationship. According to Eric, after their breakup, he moved back in with Liz and their children for a period of time. During this time, the family engaged in activities such as going to dinner, watching movies, and spending quality time together. Eric also claimed that their relationship became intimate again during this period. However, just a week before Christmas, Liz reportedly asked Eric to start looking for another place to live.
So I spent Christmas alone. I had my work week. Then I picked up the kids, and then we went to California and had time there.
Liz confirmed allowing Eric to move back in temporarily, explaining that her decision stemmed from a fear of not being able to manage on her own and wanting to give her kids a good Christmas. However, she admitted that she was unhappy with the arrangement and ultimately decided to ask Eric to leave.
Your girl's still working, doing social media, so support your girl, you know? I'm just trying to make it, you guys. Like, I don't even care. Like, I lost my house. I lost, my car. So the time, like the whole situation, let me talk about the car. If we're going to go back 2023. So when all of that was happening, when I found out he was cheating on me with a coworker at work. And if he ever comes on here and says that he didn't cheat, he'll probably tell you it was like emotionally cheating, but that's still like, he just thinks if it wasn't physical, he didn't cheat. But I'm like, dude, whatever.
I had ended up bonding with a coworker that was going through similar situation, like a toxic marriage. I finally had support, someone I can talk to. Like, I didn't really Like, no, like I've never talked about this with anyone. Like, the bond that I was creating with that person was never anything physical. It was just emotional.
And I also made mistakes. I also want to raise my hand and say that I'm the most not healed person, still learning. I went into a relationship, a toxic relationship where I wasn't being treated good, ignored all the red flags just because I had a connection with somebody.
Adding to the financial strain, Liz shared that during their marriage, they only had one car, which was in her name and lacked insurance despite her repeated requests for Eric to secure coverage. The car was wrecked in an accident on Eric's way home from work, and Liz revealed that this incident, coupled with the foreclosure of their home, has severely damaged her credit. She expressed gratitude for her sister, who helped her secure a rental home where she currently resides.
I'm also going to be making a GoFundMe. I never thought I would say that, but your girl needs a GoFundMe to get a divorce. So my goal is going to be $5,000 because that is like the amount of money that it costs to get a divorce with custody, with child support, all that stuff.
Criticism escalated after Liz shared a "What I Bought Myself for Christmas" video featuring items from brands like New Balance and Victoria's Secret. While she seemed excited about her purchases, many viewers questioned the timing, especially in light of her recent GoFundMe campaign for financial support. One commenter bluntly asked how she could justify these purchases while seeking donations for her divorce.
He had uploaded a video, which I didn't even want to address because I thought it was so dumb, but I might get into it. The only thing I'll say about that video is that it's just pretty crazy. Like somebody's just drinking on camera.
I never wanted to do this. I didn't want my face out there with this information. I'm a private person. Just wanted to stay out of it.
And I just saying all the stuff that's so unnecessary, like so unnecessary. I could have said so much stuff about like the marriage, but I kept it like black and white, which is mostly about him not showing up for the kids. That was like the biggest reason, because I'm like, I can't do it all. I'm not like Superwoman, and I wanted to post the video to not only give you guys like, you know, a glimpse of like what's really been happening in my life, but also to hopefully let him realize like, hey, I can't just be doing this to their mom. So
Liz has also teased her audience with promises of spilling the details about her toxic relationship with an ex-boyfriend on Snapchat, encouraging viewers to follow her there for exclusive updates. However, she emphasized that her YouTube video was not intended to spread hate, but to share her story in her own words. Reacting to Eric's video, Liz dismissed it on Snapchat, calling it so dumb. The drama has sparked heated discussions online, with viewers divided over both Liz's and Eric's narratives. As the situation continues to unfold, the debate surrounding Liz's financial decisions, her relationship with Eric, and the revelations about her personal life remain hot topics. What are your thoughts on Liz's response to Eric's video and the claims he's made? Share your opinions in the comments below. Stay tuned for further updates on this story, and don't forget to subscribe.